Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Thanks for tuning in. I hope the videos are helping you in your designing process. If they are, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Tap on that notification bell for further content. Leave me a like, and absolutely please take 5 seconds and drop a comment down below. I'd really like to hear from you, and it really helped my algorithm. Appreciate it. And share the content, of course. And if you'd like to buy me some coffee, down around here, you can hit that super thanks button and donate a cup of coffee to me. Today, what we have on our Facebook group, a person was trying to get this gemstone laid out. It's a little bit different. It's not so straight like an emerald cut or something like that. So we're going to take a look at that. And let's just go ahead and get going on it. All right, so let's go ahead. First thing we need to do is import that picture, right? So we're going to go to our view, go to background, and then select our picture, go to where our file's at, and it's right here. And I'm just going to draw it out here like that. And then I'm going to take it, go to transform, and center it up. And now it's not going to be exactly centered because it's very, very difficult to get the pictures of the stone. Now, if you're just looking for, to get the shape of the stone in the pretty darn close measurements to where you need, so you can start designing around it. This is a very, very simple and easy way, I think. Let me just check something here real quick. If I go to gems here, and I go over here, cushion cut, yeah, maybe. It's still not giving us a real good shape of it, right? So there's really nothing in here that is going to give us something close, but not exactly right. So we'll just go ahead and back out of that. Just wanted to check that to make sure. All right, so we have this. Now, if you're wanting to get it exactly or really, really close, what you can do is when you take this picture, lay your stone down on grid paper, 1mm grid paper, and take a picture of it. And then you can line the grids up with the picture grids, and you can get a very, very good, accurate measurement, and you can get the stone all laid out straight very easily. But it's going to be a little bit off probably because it's, the points are probably not exactly where they are in true life. So, but we're going to get it close, and the head will work, no problems, I'm sure. If you're wanting to get it exactly, grid paper, take it from 1mm grid paper, and then you can go to your Rhino options here, go to select your picture, go to materials, and you can go to transparency, and you can go in there and line those grids up exactly with the grids inside MatrixGold, and you can get it very straight and very, very accurate. But we don't have those, so we're going to go ahead and just take it back to its original and then get rid of that there. I'm going to go ahead and lock this. I'm going to change it to this white layer, and then I'm just going to go ahead and lock it so I can't select it, right? So when I'm drawing, I'm not going to move it around. Now we have some dimensions. He gave us some dimensions, so it looks like a 13.6 by 10.6 by 7.7 millimeter depth. I don't believe that the gem builder will go to a 7.7 millimeter depth, but we can get the top accurate. You'll just have to, when you design the head, make sure that you get that. And I'm going to do this a couple different ways so you can kind of see what's going on, and we'll make a head for it toward the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. All right, so this is locked. Let's go ahead and get started. We know it's a 13.6 millimeter in lengthwise here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over here. But first, I'll go down here to the bottom and type in CAL. So I'm going to grab my calculator. So I'm crappy with math. So let's go ahead and clear this. So we can go ahead and get exact measurements, right? So 13.6, so we'll type in 13.6 divided by 2, and that'll give us a 6.8. So I'm going to grab this line curve, and I clicked it with right-clicking it so I get both sides, and I'll switch it to my creation layer, and we'll just put it at F4 to start. We'll come down here to our line, and we'll just go ahead we can't highlight it, it looks like. So we'll just go ahead and type in 6.8, 6.8, and then hit enter. So it locks it in, and we'll hold down shift. There's our exact length, right? And I'll right click. Well, before I do that, let's see, 10.6, so that's 5.3. So I'll right click here again, F4. And then we'll go down here and type in a 5.3, half the distance of what it, 3.3, no, 5.3, 5.3, and then hit half the distance, hold down shift, and there is going to be our stone, right? We'll go ahead and get rid of our calculator now. Now we'll unlock that layer. And we'll grab it, and we'll go to transform, and we'll go to orient 1D. Let's see, scale 1D right here. And I'll snap it to here, and I'll kind of zoom in and hold down shift and grab that line there and bring it right there. I'll right click and then go to that end right there, hold down shift. Grab that edge right there and bring that in, and do the same thing. Right click from this edge here, or that end point, up to this edge, and you get holding down shift, you can get pretty accurate, and snap it to the end. Right click, go to the end there, and come down here to the bottom and hold down shift and get it to that edge there, and then snap it right in there, right? So now we have our stone edges laid out. It's pretty close, right? It's going to work, no problem. So I'll go ahead and lock that and turn it off. Well, actually, no. I'll select my yellow and get rid of it, and then that's locked, so we can't select it, right? All right, now we'll go to our curves, and we'll go to our arc direction, and we will just grab the third one down, arc direction, and we'll come over here. I'm not going to go to the very end. I'm not going to try and get that curve there, and I'm going to go over to this side here, and then snap it right there, and then give it that arc. Let's go ahead and turn off grid snaps so we can get it more accurate, get a little bit better flow. And we can lay it right there on that girdle, right? And then we can right click, bring it back. Again, I'm not going to go to try and get them snapped up there. I'm just going to go down here and then select this one down here, and then bring that out so that it goes with our line there. So we have these two. Let's take this one. We don't need that one, actually. Let's take this one, and we'll go to transform, and we'll go to mirror over to our other side, right? Now I'm going to type in CONNECT just to make it real easy for myself. Hit enter, and I'm going to select this curve, and it goes to a point. I'm going to right click and then go here and here. And then we have those joined up, right? So now I'm going to select all that yellow, and I'm going to join them together, go to my curves menu, and go to fillet, right? And there we go. That looks pretty good right on the edge. I don't need to adjust it at all, so I'll just go ahead and select it, or hit enter, grab that original curve with the point, and we'll just delete it. We don't need it anymore. Now I'm going to grab another line, and I'm going to go to F4, well, grab a line from both sides, go to F4 and hold down shift, and then select that, right? And I can turn this off for right now. Turn this off for right now, and I'll just go ahead, select all that, and we'll just do some trim action, get rid of these two down here, get rid of that, and then hit enter, right? So we have that. We'll take this, we'll go to transform, and we'll go to mirror in our X direction, not our Y, and we'll hit enter, and then we'll just grab all that and join it together. So now we have our curve for our stone. Pretty easy, right? And make sure it's planar, so planar closed curve. And then we can just go to our gems, go to our custom gem builder, select that curve, and then hit enter. It asks for points, and now I'll get to that to the next part, and we'll just go ahead and hit enter, and we've got our gem out there. And we can table height, we can adjust the table height, make it thicker or wider there. A crown angle, we can make it thinner or wider, you know, it just really depends on what you're wanting. And then culet depth, we can drop that down as well, right? But it is a gem, so it's not a diamond. So we'll just go ahead and click that gem mode on, and we can adjust that bulge amount now. Since we're in a gem mode, maybe it's a bigger bulge going around, so we can adjust that. So there's a lot of adjustments you can do, and then just right click to accept it. It says our bottom is colliding, so what we'll need to do is maybe go to that girdle thickness and just kind of bump it up a little bit, and then we can get our gemstone. And there you go. So there's a lot of manipulation you can do in there, right? You can also choose where your facets are at. You can put points out there. Let's take this and we'll just switch it to this one here and then just hide it for right now. You can also go to your curves. Let's see, let's take this and turn it to red, and I'll keep my yellow on there for these points. And we can go and we can select points, right? So maybe we want to, let's turn those grid snaps back on. And I have end on, so we can go, we know that curvature right there, right? So we can put one there, put one there, put one there. Go around and actually add where you want those facets to be. And you could also, if you wanted to take it, go to your point objects and you could divide it by a length of segments or number of segments. So we'll put this, grab that, let's go to our top here. Let's grab that curve. Oh, we'll just go ahead and select curves to measure, hit enter, and it'll give you some points. You can adjust those points out here. Right now I think they're 2 millimeter apart. So if you wanted to add more or less, you could just type in down here, make them maybe further apart, 3, and just kind of keep on playing around with it to wherever you want it. Or you could just put the points out there yourself if you have the picture right exactly where you want them. So I'll just go ahead and we'll say this is good. All right. Now what we can do is go back to that gems and go to our custom gem. First thing we need to do is select our curve, and then it says to select points, and those are all yellow. So I'll just select all yellow and then hit enter, and it will put those facets out with the points, and we can again go in and change the angle or the depth. And of course we want to take it to gem mode, depending. Table height, maybe we want that height up a little bit more. Ooh, no, not that. Okay. Crown angle. So there's a lot of adjustments you can do. Girdle thickness, we'll probably have to play around with that. Number of rows that you want, maybe you want an extra 2 in there, 3, and then go ahead and bump that out. So there's a lot of manipulation you can do to get the stone more accurate to whatever you're looking for, depending on facets and everything, right? And we'll just right click, and of course it's probably girdle thickness, bottom and topper. So we'll just kind of bump this up a little bit, right click, and it disappeared. Oh, okay, because we have it on that layer. So we have the one here, and we have the one that we just made with these points, right? Where's the other one? I'm not sure. Let's turn this one off, turn this one. Yeah, the other one was the one that we made with the points. So you can see there's different ways of getting it more accurate depending on whatever you're needing, right? So let's take this one, let's turn it to here, and let's grab this other one and get rid of it. We'll just keep this one and that one. Let's go back. Let's get rid of this one and we'll keep this one. So I'll just turn that off, and then I'm going to grab all the yellow and then get rid of them, right? Now another way of making it is maybe you really want to get in there and get totally accurate. This takes a lot more time, but you are able to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab that, hold down Alt, and then just say I want my girdle thickness this thick, right? And then I'm going to hold down Alt again, select that top curve, and then drag it up to wherever my table is. Where the pavilion is or whatever, and then hold down shift, and I can get maybe a more accurate table setting, right? Except the facets are going to be a lot more problematic, right? Because you have to draw all those facets out if that's what you want to do. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to kind of show what's going on here. And then I'm going to grab that, hold down shift and say something like, oh, hold down shift, not alt, hold down alt, so we can duplicate that and say something like Vort, sorry, hold down alt, and then we can hold down shift and bring that in according to however, and you can add another one if you wanted to get different layers going down into your point, right? Because on this one here, well, our picture here, you can see that they go in like this, right? They're in like this. So, and there's a line going across there. So it's not coming to a point like the gym builder will give you. If you want to do it a little bit differently, you can do it this way. I'm going to go to a curve here, and I'm going to right click on the line curve, go to F4, hold down shift, and kind of get it to where those points are, right? Now I can take that and I can move it whatever depth I need it to be able to get the exact depth that I want, right? I'm going to take all those curves and change them to yellow, and I'll turn this off here. So we have our setup for our gem for the most part. Now what we need to do is we need to go in here and get some lines, and we'll go from, let's see, this point here to that mid, this point here to that mid, and this point here to that mid, and this point here to that mid over there, right? Now we can just kind of go ahead and start getting some surface for us. So we'll go to surface, and we'll just do a loft here to make it easy. And we'll loft from that one there to this one here, and then right click so we have that loft. And we need our girdle, so we'll go here to here to here, so we get that, and we'll go from right click to bring it back here to here, right click, and we'll go from, yeah, that's it. So we'll select this top one, go to our planer, so there's our table, we'll change that to green. And now down here at the bottom, right, we have to deal with that. I'm just going to go and use the non-parametric sweep 2. First one will be here, here. Oh, we'll need to split that, right? So let's take this curve here, and we will split it with this, and this, and hit enter, and that curve should be split for us. So we can go to that non-parametric, or either one, for this side here, I should say. Okay, that curve there, this one, no. That curve there, down here, this one, and then we have that. We'll hit enter. Right click, this one, this one, this one, and this one, enter, and right click, except nope, we need to go to, yeah, surface 2, that's right. Abort command. First row, negative, none. First row, second row, third row, and then point, so we can get that point, right? And there's that surface there, and then we can come over here and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and point, and we have that, right? And now we can go ahead and take all that and join it together, and we should have a closed poly surface. So all we have to do is change it to our item here. Now if you wanted those facets, you could draw them all out, but there you go, there's another way of doing it. And if you go to your render, and you go to your materials, let's just pick an amethyst here, poly surface, and we'll apply that, and then we'll go to our documents, go to our amethyst, and then hit this one, and go to MatrixGold Classic. And sometimes, let's see, Sometimes we need to go to here, change it, and then go back again to ray traced, and it'll give you our stone. And we'll hide those curves. Can't turn them off, so we'll go here, there. So you can get a different, and if you put lights in there, you're going to get a lot more out of it, right? But there you go. That's kind of how you do it. Let's just go ahead and close. Oh, earthquake. We got an earthquake. So let's go ahead and, not a very big one it looks like, change this to normal mode. And we'll get, I think we have one saved. Yeah, so we'll just go back and grab this one that we had. Now we want to make a head, right, for it. So I have, do I have that curve still? Yeah, I think I have those curves. I just want that girdle one. So I'm going to select this one, delete it, select this one, delete it, this one, delete, and then all these down here. Delete, delete. Okay, I just want that one. Original one, right? All right, so I'll go to shaded mode, and we want to make a head. It's kind of a down and dirty way. Now we can take from our gem. Let's put that on blue here. From our gem, we can go to certain things in our settings, right? We can put a bezel on it, I believe. It's taking a little time. Maybe the internet's jacked up because of the earthquake. Let's back out of that. I'm froze up. There we go. Okay, I got out of it. We should be able to get a bezel on it. There we go. Let's get some shade. You can get bezels on it, and you can adjust that. That's no problem. You can also select it, go to gallery rail and get that. And you can also select it and get an under bezel and get that. But if you go to your head builder, you're not going to get anything. That's the bad, one of the bad things. So we'll need to maybe make a head for it, per se. So let's go in here and let's grab that curve, and then we'll go back to our curves, and we're going to do, first of all, I probably want to bring this in just a little bit. So I'm going to hold down shift and kind of just bring it in just a smidge in there. And then I'm going to go and grab my offset curve, and we want to take it to the inside, however thick you want that rail to be. 0.9, that's fine, whatever. And then we'll select that, and then we'll just select both yellow, and we will go to all perspectives, and we can grab that and just extrude it down however far you want, right? And let's give it some shading. So we have our under bezel. Maybe you want to drag it down so it's not, you know, right up on your girdle. So something like that, right? Where it's going to set in there. You probably get that and open it up just a little bit. Hold down shift. I mean, you could, there's all kind of manipulation you can do at this point. So we'll just take it up a little bit more, something like that, right? So there's the base of our head, right? And then we'll just go to our top view here. And we'll just go and grab a circle, and it doesn't matter where you place it, just get your dimensions the way you want it. Say we want it 1 millimeter, and maybe not a 1, yeah, maybe a 1, something like that. And then we can kind of drag it to where we want it. Say we want it something like this here. You know, it just really depends on however you want it. We're going to drag that up just a little bit, and then we're going to hold down Alt and drag it down to our bottom here, something like that, right? And then we can go back to our surface and do a loft from here to here, and then hit enter, and you can see our prong is attached there, right? Depending on how you want it. We'll just go ahead and accept it, and since it's parametric loft, you can adjust the height, or you should be able to. Oh, okay, I joined them. So this one, if we just bump down just a smidgen, it should break history, and then this one here we can go ahead and move up if you wanted to. So you can adjust that, right? You can select that there. You can go to tools and just go to cap profile. and you can put a little dome on there if you wanted to, right? And then join those together. And then of course we still have the open because of the bottom, CAP, and then hit enter. So now we have a capped prong. Now we can take that prong and we can just go ahead and hold down Alt and just kind of move it to wherever we wanted it. Say we wanted it right there. Maybe you want to move this one over a little bit. You know, you can adjust those prongs to wherever you want them. Right, so they're going straight down. We can select this prong, go to transform, go to mirror, go to our XY multi. So we have prongs going all the way around, right? Now we can select all that. Of course, you probably don't want you know, this straight, right? So we can just select it all, and we can go to taper, and we can select our bottom here, and we can kind of taper it in something like whatever size you're wanting it. And we can activate our other handle over here too as well, and we can taper that side in as well, so you can kind of adjust the seam, right? So let's see, I want to keep this one, so I'll turn it to here, and then we'll just go ahead and turn off that and turn off, oh, can't turn off that, so now we can. So we can get it right, and then just select it again, and you can do a little bit more manipulation. Those prongs are cutting in there pretty tight, so we can hold down shift and kind of bump it out a little bit so we can get it more to whatever our liking is. And then we can also, yeah, there we go. Yeah, and you got a tapered head there, right? And if you wanted to, this is all one, right? So you can't really do it with this one before you do it. I think it was with this. Those are the, okay, so we'll just turn off this and bring back those originals, right? Select this, go to mirror and go to XY multi. And now we have our head out there, but we want it 2 different layers perhaps. So let's take this and change it to this here. Maybe you want 2 different areas going in there, you know, like a basket head or something. You don't want it that thick. So we can go to our curve, just go to a box, and we'll just kind of draw a box out here because we can always manipulate it. However, go in here, maybe if you don't want it that wide, you want it a little thinner, and you can draw it wherever you want it, right? And I'm going to take it, I'm going to duplicate it in place, down here at the bottom, in place. I'm going to select one of them, and I am going to move it just ever so slightly, right? Actually, it's better if I go and I type in a 0.1, so that breaks the history, right? And then I think I hit, we'll change it to 9 to see if they both update. Yeah, there we go. It'll break history so that you can, rotate that without the other one following along. And okay. All right, so we have these 2 out here. So the first one we'll grab, and I'm going to hold down shift so I get it both sides. We got something like that. And then I need to grab that second one there, and then hold down shift so we get it out. Shift so we get it out both sides. And then what we can do is, these aren't joined right now, right? So, or they're not part of this surface here. So now we can do a Boolean difference. So solid Boolean difference. This will be our first item, enter. This will be our second, and this one, and hit enter and enter. And then we can just get rid of that, and get rid of, we'll just keep that just to be safe. Turn it to this, turn it off. So now we have a little, and let's go ahead and grab all those yellow, and let's turn them off. Well, we can't turn them off, so we'll here, turn them off. Okay, and we got these, and I'll turn them to yellow. Okay, and then we can do that taper again if you wanted to, but there's something else I wanted to kind of show. So what we're going to do is hide this. maybe we want to spruce up our head a little bit, right? So what I'm going to do is we don't want to just square it off or something. We want to give it a little more, I don't know, pizzazz or whatever. So what we can do is we can go to edit edges, right? So we'll go to move edge. We can select this one here, hit enter, and then down here we want to constrain it to average vertical. Okay, and now I can go in here and then I can maybe, do I have my snaps on? Yes, I do. So I'm going to turn those off so I can move it. We want to give that little edge there, right? So now we have a little domey action going across on it, right? And maybe, yeah, so, there's all kinds of different manipulations you can do as far as getting it the way you want it. But after you do, we can go back and select the whole thing now. And we can go back to that transform and go to our parametric taper. Select here, make sure that other handle's on as well so we can do both edges. We'll drag it in a little bit, something like that. Click on our other handle there and we'll drag that in as well. Let's do it on both. So yeah, so you can really get different shapes going on, right? And it's on our yellow, so let's turn off our green at this point. And of course, it moved everything these in a little bit, so we can grab that again, hold down shift, and it'll take it 3D so we can move it out wherever you want it, right? Just keep manipulating it to wherever you want it. And there you go. Pretty down and dirty way of making different styles of heads. And hopefully this helped. And if it did, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching and good designing.